So today we are going to be adding and subtracting mixed numbers. So what a mixed number is a whole number with a fraction. So our central question is how can you add and subtract mixed numbers with unlike denominators? So that means we're going to have to make our denominators equal. So if you guys want to follow along, I'm on page 384 and I'm going to use some of these practice problems. So I'm going to start with number 2 on page 384. So it wants us to find the sum and write your answers in simplest form. What that means is after you get your answer, you need to simplify the fraction. So we have 2 3/4 plus 3 3/10. So my first step is going to be just to go ahead and add my whole numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and add 2 and 3, and that gives me 5. But now I need to add these fractions. These fractions have unlike denominators, so we need to make those common. So my first step is to look at the 4, look at the 10, and list the multiples for each. So I'm going to list a few multiples for 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. I'm going to list the multiples for 10. 10, 20, 30. All right, so by looking at this, what is my lowest number that both 4 and 10 have in common? So it's going to be 20. So 20 is going to be our LCM. That tells me that my new fraction is going to have, or my new fractions are going to have 20 as the denominator. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this. There we go. Big eraser. That works a lot better. Okay, so I'm just going to drop this one down 3/4, rewrite my denominator as my LCM, which is 20. Rewrite this one as 20 as well. So we need to add these. So what do I multiply by 4 to get 20? 4 times 5 would give me 20. Whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. So I need to multiply it by 5. So 3 times 5 gives me 15. Now I'm going to look at my 3/10. 10 times what equals 20? 10 times 2. Whatever I do to that one, I need to do to my numerator, which will be times 2 as well. 3 times 2 gives me 6. So now I have 15/20 plus 6/20. That's going to give me 21/20. So we know that this is an improper fraction because the larger number is on top. There's a bigger number as the numerator than the denominator. So last week we talked about turning an improper fraction into a mixed number. So we're going to have to do that for this problem. So what you really need to ask yourself is how many times will 20 go into 20? 20 will go into 20 one time, with how many left over? 1. Or how many times will 20 go into 21? 20 will go into 21 once with 1 left over, and then you would keep your denominator the same. So I'm going to go through the steps of how to do that. So I'm going to write down here 20 go into 21. So 20 goes into 21 one time, and then 1 times 20 is 20. 21 minus 20 is 1, so that means we have a remainder of 1 or 1 left over. So my whole number becomes my answer. So this is the same as 1, and my numerator is my remainder, and my denominator stays the same. So we have 1 and 1/20. But don't forget this 5 right here. We just need to combine those. So now we have 6 and 1/20. And that 1/20 cannot be simplified. So that would be our answer. So there was a few steps to this one. It's really important to know the skill of turning a improper fraction to a mixed number as well as a mixed number to an improper fraction. And it's really important to know how to simplify fractions. All right, let's go over another one with subtraction. So I'm going to turn to page 385 and we're going to look at number 5 together. So we have 9 and 5/6 minus 2 and 1/3. So let's go ahead and subtract our 9 and 2. So 9 minus 2 is going to give me 7. Now I need to focus on this 5/6 and 1/3. Before I can subtract those, I need to have a common denominator. So we're going to start by looking at my 6. It's my denominator for my 5/6, and we need to list the multiples. And then we'll need to list the multiples for our 3 and the 1/3. So go ahead and list them. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. That should be good. And then for our 3, we'll need to do 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So we're looking for our least common multiple, which is going to be 6. So now I know that my denominators on this one and this one are going to need to be 6. So keep that in your mind that our LCM is 6, because I'm going to erase this. Okay, so we have, so my LCM is 6 here and 6 there. So looking at our 5/6 and our denominator of 6, what do we need to multiply by 6 to get 6? It would just be 1. So I need to do the same to my numerator, and that would keep it the same as 5/6. For our 1/3, what do I need to multiply by 3 to get 6? 3 times 2 equals 6. So 1 times 2 would give me 2. So now I need to subtract these. 5/6 minus 2/6 gives me 3/6. And then I'm going to put that up here, combine it with my whole number. So we have 7 and 3/6. But we can simplify that 3/6. So we need to have the factors for 3 and 6. And our greatest one is going to be 3. And if I divide 3 divided by 3 and 6 divided by 3, I'm going to get 1/2. Which, just by looking at this fraction, you know that 3 is half of 6. So that will go ahead and tell you that your simplified fraction is 1/2. So my final answer is going to be 7 and 1/2. All right, so like I said before, there's going to be a few extra steps on some of these problems, like simplifying, converting improper fractions to mixed numbers, and vice versa. So just make sure you are confident in those skills before you complete page 387. Okay, thank you. Bye.